Hello, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to review the book 4-Hour Workweek by Ferris. This book has sold over 2.1 million copies and is translated into 41 languages. The book is about the author's experiences and discoveries in life, made through his quest to make himself more successful in the shortest time possible. He is a successful self-made millionaire and best-selling author. He claims that he has been able to create a business that allows him to work only 4 hours per week and makes enough money to live comfortably for the rest of his life. The motto of the book is how to escape 9 to 5 and live anywhere. Well, my personal opinion about this book. The first thing that came into my mind while looking at the cover and reading the name of the book is, it is too good to be true. 4-hour workweek. Is it even possible? Probably not. Maybe some people have achieved it. I am not one of them. Absolutely not. Or is this book a scam? Not again. If you are like me and curious about the 4-hour workweek principles, but also worried about how much time it would take and whether to read or not, then you are in luck. This video is for you. Whether to read or not to read the book. Well, it was written way back in 2007, 1.5 decades ago, so most of the things mentioned are irrelevant and a bit outdated. Also, half of the book contains waste of time advertisements. I am talking about hundreds of websites that are not even that relevant, and it is way too long. While I did find some parts of the book interesting, most of it was just boring and long. The second half of the book was even worse. It contained way too much story about traveling the world and chasing the life you want. Half of the time I was confused, is it a motivation book or a self-help book? I would not go around and say that this book is a complete waste of time. 'Cause it's not. It is true that it is not an enjoyable book to read, and it certainly has its peak point. Some parts of the book were even fun to read. Well, as much fun a non-fiction book could be, but this is not a book I would suggest to anyone. I would rather suggest to read a summary or watch this video and save lots of time. Now, if you have decided not to read cause it is too much of a hassle, but still want to know all the essence of the book, here it is. Two hard-working people, person A and B, earn 100,000 and 120,000 per year. Whose income is more? Of course person B, but what if person A works for 2 hours a day and earns 100,000 per year, while person B works for 8 hours a day and earns 120,000? Now whose income do you think is more? On an absolute basis, person B's income is more, but on a relative basis, when you take two variables, time and money, person A's income is much more thrilling than person B. I am not really sure whether it is possible to bring your workload time to 4 hours a week, but you can definitely decrease the amount of time spent. By using elimination and alteration, you can definitely decrease your work. Chances are most of you already have heard about 80-20 principles. This 80-20 principle suggests that 80% of the wealth and income is produced by 20% of the population, and if you actually think about it, it is true. Most of the income in a city, state, country, continent, and even world is produced by these 20% of the population, and this same principle is something that you can apply to your general life. Now, take a moment and try to apply it in every aspect of your life. Think about happiness or stress. Only 20% factors or people are the reason for your 80% happiness or stress. This principle is genius. This is the principle that helped me to untie many of the relationships in my life, and I have never been more stress-free. This same principle is something that you can apply to your work and everything in your life. Ask yourself this question: which 20% of sources are resulting in 80% of your desired income? Find your inefficiencies and eliminate them, and find your strength and multiply them. Use this principle as much as you can. You would definitely find many of the sources that are causing you so much problem, and the return from them isn't even worth it. Don't make unimportant things important, eliminate them. Most people don't believe it. How can a simple thing like this work? The 80-20 principle works here too. Only 20% of people are going to apply this and get 80% of the problem solved. Be that 20%. Eliminate the irrelevant, unproductive and unimportant. Another way, according to Tim Ferris, that can eliminate unnecessary and save time is by having a no bullshit attitude. Don't let people indulge you in conversation you are not interested in. In your office, friends group, or any social gathering, have you ever met a person who is always the boss of the conversation, who determines the time limit of the conversation, who are abrupt and are always straight to the point? Be that person. If you can avoid a meeting by phone call, avoid meeting. It is way too time-consuming. If you can avoid a phone call by email, avoid the damn call. Play smart. Stop wasting time on unimportant things. Be straight to the point and have a no bullshit attitude. Basically, Tim Ferris is asking you to be a jerk. Another way you can eliminate unimportant things is by Parkinson's law. Personally, is my absolute favorite. This law states that end product of the shorter deadline is almost inevitably of equal or higher efficiency due to greater focus. Let's make it simple. Suppose you have to complete an assignment in a 1-week time. The work to complete that assignment will stretch for 1 week. You will work slow and less efficiently, taking way too much time than needed. But if you are given a deadline of 1 day, still you will be able to complete that same assignment in due time by working faster and more efficiently by decreasing your unproductiveness. Parkinson's law and 80-20 principle go hand in hand. The 80-20 principle will help you decrease your inefficiency, while Parkinson's law will help to complete the task faster and efficiently. How many times have you heard about your friends and family bragging about things they did by themselves and saved so much money? I mowed my garden and saved $40, or I did this, and that and saved this much money. But how much time did you waste to do it? You could have hired someone and saved 1 hour's worth of time, and by doing it yourself, you are valuing yourself $40 per hour, while in your office you are earning $80 per hour. Now do you see a problem here? You are valuing yourself low by doing these works that do not even provide you happiness or excitement, and way too much hard work when you can easily get it done by others for low pay. You can let others do your dirty work and do something fun at that time. The same goes for your professional work. You can hire someone to do your office work, preparing presentations, sending emails, doing research, and so much more. You can save so much time. Outsourcing is a good idea in theory or on paper, but nevertheless, I find it ethically wrong and problematic. So, while Tim suggests to automate or to outsource every task, you simply cannot in every profession and every time. Now, the level and application of outsourcing in your life is something you need to decide for yourself. For me, personally, I would automate the work that doesn't ruin my company's confidentiality and simultaneously help me get my work done. You can decide for yourself too.